creation can occur. So there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God. Okay, we have heard this before. This is the first line of Genesis. And what that really is that in the beginning there was the Word, as in the beginning there was just the all, right? In the beginning there was just everything. And then we have the Word, which is in the Bible is talking about Christ, is talking about the aspect of the divine that separates from the divine and understands separation. So duality doesn't exist in the all, right? There's no, it's the all. There's no duality there. So as consciousness separated, a few things happened simultaneously, okay? Christ consciousness, however you want to see that, had a moment of understanding what if I could be separate, and in that moment became separate, because everything else in the all is just the all. So separation occurred. Now you have the voice of what if, and then you have the voice of God, or what we call the Holy Spirit. And then from there, the ego also was created. The ego being like, well, I don't exist within the all, so let's bust out, let's go and run to physical reality. Okay, so whether you want to call that the Big Bang or however you want to see that, that's how creation really was broken down, is broken down. There's the all, and then there's the aspects that are separate, right? The aspects of the divine separated from the all that we refer to as Christ consciousness. Okay. Now, from there, Christ consciousness is able to split itself up into billions and billions and billions and billions of parts. And that's what we are, right? We are divinity manifested in physical form, going through the journey of human existence to remember that we are divinity incarnate, right? This is the game we've decided to play here on this planet. Planet Earth is a game of illusion, it's a game of forgetting, and it's a game of remembering that you have all of the aspects of the divine within you, and that you create your reality through the thoughts that you think, and through the words that you speak, and through the actions that you take, right? Your thoughts become your words become your actions, and your actions become your character. So your characteristics, your character, what character are you playing? Are you playing the character of the victimized, woe is me human that's just like, oh, this world is out to get me? Are you playing the game of the villain who's there to just like fuck with everyone and wants to be greedy and wants to just like take and take and take and see how that game works? Are you playing the game of the savior that's here to just like share all of the love and light and save everyone from themselves? Or are you playing the game of the sovereign that is here to really play your own game full out, and in that you are serving the planet, right? You're in service. You're not saving anybody, you're just serving. You're serving through your own vibration. So if you've been watching me for a while, you know this mantra that I tell you all the time. I know who you are. You are divine. You are the divine. I know what you are. You are divinity incarnate in physical form. I know how you serve. You sing your own song. You radiate your own frequency. This is the version of Christ consciousness right now, the Christ as Karen coming through to you right now, having this conversation. So, my own frequency, my own vibration that I'm living in my own life then creates the ripple effect that then affects other people. And I am serving in that way just by being me, right? Not by listening to what other people are saying about me, not by caring about what old versions of me used to think, but who am I right now in my knowing of my worth, that I am worthy of anything that I can dream of, and it doesn't have to make sense, okay? So, the power of your word is the power of your creation. And this seems super simple for those who have been following like law of attraction and manifestation for a while, because everybody talks about, just keep thinking positive thoughts and positive things will happen. Law of attraction, like attracts like. You your vibration out there is going to open up certain. I think of this game as like a video game, okay? I was raised in the 90s, so video games are a little bit easier for me. It's like when you're at a certain level, you can choose you choose your own adventure. You can choose the adventure where you're depressed and anxious and on the pharmaceuticals and this, that, and the other, and you're playing again that victimized role of woe is me, if the world is always doing things to me, um, if everything's unfair, right? It's not fair. It's this happened to me, right? That's an adventure. That's its own, level on this earth game. And then as you stand up and you say, no, I chose this adventure. I am choosing this adventure constantly. I'm in choice of what adventure I'm going to be living. You unlock different levels, right? You get to unlock the level where you get to be the stay at home entrepreneur who is making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. You get to be the one who's choosing the adventure where you are um, meditating all the time and you're really in this transcendental conversation with source all the time and you're getting all these downloads, right? That's your word. You might not ever speak these words out loud, but it's how you're communicating within your own mind that is then manifesting out here in the reality that you're experiencing. This is why I tell people all the time, you might be living hell on earth, I'm living heaven on earth. We're still on the same earth, we're having dinner at the same restaurant, we're at the same table having the same damn meal, but there's people at the table who are playing the whose life is worse game, and then there's the people at the table that are playing the how can I make your life better game, and then there's those at the table that are like, this game is so fucking cool, I have all of the cheat codes, I know all of the where all the Easter eggs are, but you're all inhabiting the same physical space, but you're not inhabiting the same reality. Your reality is created by your words, and your words are created by your thoughts. And this is straight quantum, like physics, quantum mechanics of what you think then creates a ripple through the quantum fabric of time and space, and that thing now exists. Now, it might take some time for you to become in alignment with that thought. And that's why continuously thinking the same thought over and over manifests, right? If you're constantly thinking about how you don't have enough money, you don't have enough clients, you don't have, guess what? You ain't gonna have it, right? Because that's the vibration that you're sending out to the universe. And the universe doesn't really understand the word she doesn't really understand the word don't. So I have no clients, right? I have no clients, I have no money, I have no this, I have no that. So that's what she's going to give you. Okay, you're creating the vibration out in quantum time and space that I have nothing. So you have nothing. And then you have those people, the Abraham Hicks, the Bob Proctors, all of those people that talk about, The Secret, where I have millions of dollars, I have millions of dollars, I have millions of dollars. And they say it in the present tense, even if it's not actually true right now. And guess what? They manifest into a reality where they have millions of dollars, where they have clients. I have plenty of clients every single month. I have all that I need to meet my needs. I have the ability to take my children on vacation, right? Which is why I also teach so much mirror work, because when you add mantra and affirmation to mirror work, you're actually creating a mirror neuron effect within your brain where you can see yourself as you are saying these things, feeling in your body, where does that not feel true? Where is my posture not sitting right? Like, do I really stand like someone who knows that she owns the room? Or do I stand all concave and like, right? Our body language is even also telling our brains things, right? Sitting up straight gives your body serotonin and dopamine. It's in the amygdala. The ability to stand up straight and have your worth be dictated in your body is like 350 million years old in our DNA. They've studied lobsters, and this is something that they have found in lobsters. When lobsters fight with each other, the defeated one will like curl up and like not have as good a posture, and they can give the lobster essentially antidepressants, and that lobster will go back and go fight again, right? So it's serotonin, dopamine, the happy hormones. You get that whenever you stand up straight. This is why I'm literally writing a book right now called Reclaiming Your Divinity Through Your Posture. Sitting up straight, smiling, also immediately start sending neurons and starts firing the nerves into your brain, that even if you have to force a smile, eventually it's gonna start making dopamine and serotonin happen, because just the act of smiling is actually interfacing and causing these hormones to be released. Okay. So, really simple things that, again, your word is who you are. You are word, right? That's why this is a new mantra. You guys probably haven't heard me say it before, but I wrote it in the description for you so that you would have it. I am word through my body. Word, I am word. I am word through my vibration. Word, I am word. I am word through all that I see before me. Word, I am word. I am word through my knowing of myself as word. Word, I am word. And again, word is just another term for Christ consciousness, right? And it's not that, oh, I am the Christ. It's really the Christ is me. I am an aspect of the divine that is experiencing itself through my own vibration incarnated as Karen. Christ consciousness is experiencing itself through the experiences of my children, of my husband, of my best friend, of my worst enemy, right? Everyone is an aspect of the divine. Everyone. You can't pick and choose. You can't decide, like, oh, I'm divine, but that guy down the street isn't. Like, that's not how it works. Everything, you have to, like, you can't cherry pick your beliefs. You can't believe that you've chosen your life and then say that the kids down in, anyone who's involved in the sex trafficking or anything also hasn't chosen it. I'm not saying that they consciously chose it. I'm saying that if you believe that you have past lives that you're here to learn new lessons from, if you believe you have chosen every trauma in your life as a way for you to grow and learn, then you don't have the power to actually say that the other people that you might not understand why they incarnated that way aren't also doing that, because we're all reflections of each other. We're all fractals of each other. We are all Christ consciousness. And as soon as we go back into the all, we're a part of the all, and we don't have this idea of separation anymore. The idea of separation comes from the idea of Christ consciousness, like period, end of story. I'm going to see if you're here live, will you leave a comment? I can't tell if I have comments coming up or not. I know that's super annoying when I'm in the middle of my message to ask you to do that, but I would appreciate it a lot if you would. Especially when I can see like a bunch of people are watching and there's no comments, I'm always like, oh, can I see that? So, okay. So the word, when you think about the power of your word, oh, thank you, Katrina. Yes. Hi, babe. I can see you. Cool. Um, when you think of yourself through this vibration, when you can know yourself as word, okay, when you can know the Christ as you, that's when these powerful manifestations happen super fast. Okay. So a lot of people ask me, well, what if you're really good at manifesting the bad shit in your life and you're not really good at manifesting the good things, right? You know that if you think about the fact that you're not going to make rent this month, you're not going to make rent this month. And yet, no matter how hard you try to focus on, I'm going to make rent, I'm going to make rent, you're still not making rent, right? This is where knowing your worthiness is absolutely 1 billion% the number one thing that I teach my clients. Because yes, you can stand in front of the mirror and you can say the mantras a million times and you can do all of this, but until you can feel the resonance of, oh, I really am as powerful as Jesus Christ was. I really am as powerful as Buddha. I really am as powerful as, think about your favorite person that you know has used manifestation as a way of getting what it is they want. And you identify as worthy of having all your dreams come true. That's when rent gets paid every month, no matter what, even if you're not thinking about it, right? There is a level where we get to where we know the door is open, we know our next level is there, and yet we like pop our head through the door and we're just like, huh, yeah, that's what I want. I want in there, but I don't have the right membership, right? I can't get in past the bouncer. I can't. And we've created limitations. We create limitations on our minds based on our worthiness. And you might think, okay, well, I've just decided that I'm worthy. It really is that easy. But we don't actually think about all of this programming, all of the other pieces that are telling us no. The best example I can use for this is, and I hate to do it because I don't want money to be, let's see if I can find a not money related worthiness, because worthiness does not equal money. Um, okay. Example of experience. Okay, so let's say you want to experience something. Let's say you want to experience what it is to be like madly, deeply in love with someone, right? You want to know what the experience is to be held and to be taken care of and to be really wrapped up in the arms of somebody else who's going to take care of you. And let's say you've never had this experience, right? You had childhood traumas, you were neglected, maybe some other like more intense traumas happened, you were abused in physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, whatever, there's a place of you that's like, I am not worthy of that love. Okay, I'm not worthy of experiencing that love. So you could stand in the mirror until you're blue in the fucking face every single day and say, I desire true love. I desire um to be held. I desire to have someone in my life that takes care of me. And yet it's not manifesting, it's not manifesting, it's not manifesting. That's because there's a part of you that doesn't feel worthy, right? So if you are someone who has been trying to manifest anything, instead of I desire or I am, like I am in love, I am surrounded by people who love me, I have the best partner, right? And you're trying to do the I have it already and it's still not working, it's still not working. This is where you get to shift your words just a little bit, right? I am worthy of the love I desire. I am worthy of the partner that I desire. I am worthy of having friends that are supportive. I am worthy of having, right? You want to put everything in a positive. When you say I'm worthy of having friends who don't take advantage of me, again, the universe doesn't understand the word don't. So she's just going to hear, I am worthy of friends who take advantage of me, and you're going to keep having friends who take advantage of you. So I am worthy of friends who are trustworthy. I am worthy of friends who support me. I am worthy of friends who see me of who I really am. And as you do that, your worthiness level will start to increase. Because when you just say, I desire, you have to feel that you're actually worthy of receiving the desire, right? I've talked about this salad. And the universe goes and it's like, okay, it's gonna take some time to prepare it. We gotta get the walnuts, we gotta get the vegan cheese, we gotta do all these things. So you wait, and that's you coming into alignment, right? Time and space can be smashed together, but it depends on how far away. If you were like here and your salad's way over here, it's going to take some amount of time to do it. But if you're here and your salad was just like right here, then it's like whoop, this fast, right? That's the worthiness. So maybe you say you want the biggest, dankest salad, but you actually only feel worthy of like the side salad. And so the universe brings you the big salad, and you're just like, no. No, I do not deserve this salad. And the universe is like, this is the salad you ordered though. Like this is the salad you ordered. It's right here. And you're thinking logistically like, oh my gosh, I'm not worthy of this. I don't have the time, I don't have the space. Like I have to stretch and become a different person. No, I'll just take my side salad, right? Or I'll just take like a piece of lettuce, right? That's a lot of people who are, when you do think about money, are struggling to make money even though they're super powerful healers. It's because there's a worthiness. I'm only worthy of this one piece of lettuce, even though I write in my journal all the time that I want the big ass fucking delicious salad that's like a huge dinner salad, right? When the universe provides it for you, it might not look like the salad you wanted, right? It might not look exactly the way that you wanted it, And it might not have shown up exactly how you wanted it, but it's still what you want. It's still a big ass salad. And you have to be willing to, that's why so many people talk about the feminine ability to receive, right? When the universe provides you the dinner salad, it's your job to say, I'm worthy of this dinner salad and to take it. Or if we go back to the club analogy, I'm worthy of the bouncer opening the velvet rope and me actually walking all the way into the VIP room instead of just like standing at the edge of the rope and looking in, right? That's the piece that so many people are missing, is that they sit there and they write their manifestations, they sit there and they do their affirmation. What you need to be to have those things, they're like, oh man, I could never do that. I could never be that person, right? And if you think about it, there aren't very many multimillionaires out there that are just sitting around on their ass doing absolutely nothing, right? We like to create that facade, right? It's a good way to keep us separated from them. Or let's talk about power, right? Power and money are not specifically inclusive with each other, but power is something that a lot of light workers are terrified of, because there's this belief that your power, if you have power, then you're going to become corrupt and you're going to use and abuse people, because that's how the paradigm of power has been. The more you can step into knowing your power, and everybody else's reality who's watching this live or on the replay, even though we're inhabiting the same earth sphere, we're all in different realities. When you can own that you really are creating your entire fucking reality right now, that is ultimate power, my love. That is the power of creation. It's also the power of destruction. So if you believe people who are stabbing you on the back, right? What you have in your life is evidence of what you want, or also receiving. If you felt worthy of receiving the friends that are always there for you and always call you to check in with you and are always inviting you to the women's circles and are always there and like ready to do whatever needs for you, and you're willing to do whatever is needed for them, then that's what you would have in your life. But instead, you have backstabbers, you have cheats, you have liars, you have two-faced motherfuckers that you finally find out months and months later were actually just using you for your own power. They could see how powerful you were, so they started using you for it, but you couldn't see how powerful you were, so you just manifest them. You just keep manifesting these power suckers. You keep manifesting these people that are going to talk shit behind you, behind your back, and all of this stuff, because that's what you actually think you're worthy of. And the reason why you think you're worthy of that is when you sit here and you imagine and you go into your mind's eye, which again, words, thoughts, they're really closely related, and you can't imagine what it's like to be the person who has that kind of friends, then don't be surprised when you can't manifest those types of friends, right? It's not once I have, then I'll be. It's once I be, then I have. Okay, I'm going to say that again. It's not once I have these things in my life that I want, then I will be the person. It's once I be the person, then I will have the things that I want. Which means that you need to start changing your lifestyle right now. You need to change your own way you interface. So, using the example of friendships, if you are right now someone who doesn't have a lot of friends, or everyone you are manifesting, or they're flaky, they don't show up, they cancel last minute, other friends always seem to be more important to them, they lie, they talk about you, they're super gossipy or whatever. First of all, check in with you. How often are you gossipy? How often are you like playing that same game? And then also, what do you just do in your regular life, right? What is it that you're doing in your regular life? Because that is showing the universe who you are. And based on who you are and what you're doing, right? Your thoughts create your words create your actions. So your thoughts create your words create your actions. So what you're doing is then telling the universe what character you are. Your actions create your character. And the universe will say, oh, this is the character she is. This is the game she's playing. Let me build up her reality around her for this game because that's who she's decided she is based on her thoughts and her words and her actions. Okay? So if you change your thoughts and you change your words, you also have to change your actions. This is why the fucking law of attraction does not work for 90% of the people who ever read The Secret or who go to a Bob Proctor meeting or whoever, whatever. They stop at the mirror work. They stop at the affirmations. They stop at the mantras. They stop there and they are not changing their actions. They're not doing anything different except for maybe adding some words. And even then, they're saying the words, but they don't actually believe them, right? If you ever watch someone do mantras and you're just like, I don't fucking believe you. Or they say, like, one day I'm going to be a rock god. And you're like, well, you don't fucking act like it, right? You don't have discipline. Discipline is the number one thing that most people lack, actually, because they think that discipline is like punishment. When the word discipline actually comes from the same root word as the word disciple, and it means to teach. So when you have discipline, you're teaching. When you have self discipline, then you're teaching yourself. And those actions that you have through your discipline, right? What do I mean? Waking up early, drinking your water, doing your yoga, going on your hike, um, keeping your house clean, doing whatever it is that you know when you meditate, you're like, okay, I'm the person that has $100,000 a month consistently. And you go there and you meditate and you see the house is always clean. And you see that there's fresh flowers all over the house all the time, or there's something right there, right? And then in your own reality, your house is a fucking mess. You never spend the extra couple dollars for fresh flowers, all that stuff. Guess what? The universe is like, oh, she doesn't want to be that person, right? Maybe you meditate that way and you're like, oh, well, the reason my house is clean all the time is because I have staff that cleans my house. And I don't have staff now, but that version of me has staff. So that's why my house is messy. No, that's not it. You lack the discipline to clean your house. But the version of you that makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a month has a clean house, right? So you need to really start thinking and doing more than just standing in front of a mirror and my daughter is literally outside right now. Um Go get your daddy, honey. Okay, baby, but mommy's on her live stream. Can you go get daddy, please? Thank you, baby. Okay. Is this landing? There's like, it says that there's 6 of you watching right now. Is there a way that I can help you more? Can you give me some real life things that are going on for you that are you lost at all, right? This works so much better when you interact with me. So at this point, it's been 30 minutes. I've pretty much talked it. Like I told you, that's pretty simple, even though it's simple, but it ain't easy, right? It's one of those that it's a very simple concept. Your thoughts create your words create your actions create your character. If you're not manifesting the life that you believe that you desire, it's because you don't think you're actually worthy of having that thing. Okay? It's that you want to see it. You stuck your head into the back room, but you don't feel like you're worthy of actually walking in. Because the person who walks into the back room is not the same person who is told at the front gate, no, you can't get in here. Right? And we know this. We know that aspects of our ego die when we up level, right? It's not that your whole being dies, but like that feeling in your gut that you're just like, oh, I don't have any energy. You're just like so lackluster. It's because you're holding on to old habits and old patterns that are old actions that are keeping that version of you alive, even though you desperately want to be this other person, right? The version of you who can't make rent is not the same, does not take the same actions as the person who never ever has to think about making rent because it's just automatically like it doesn't even cross her mind that she's not going to make rent because it's just always done. What are the differences? What actions does this person take that this one doesn't, right? What actions does the person who has an amazing network of friends that they go and travel the world together, they're fucking like think about friends from Friends, right? You want that level of friendship. What does that version of you do, right? Moving past the words that you're speaking, right? Can you get out of the mirror and actually go do something, right? Changing your thoughts and your words, that's really only the first part. Your words create your actions. And this is why I said the power of your word. Your word is your bond, your word is your boundaries. So if you're someone who isn't following through, you're like, you keep saying, you're that person that's like, tomorrow I'm going to wake up. Tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Well, honey, tomorrow's never going to come here, right? Today is a gift. Tomorrow is not given. Like, imagine the possibilities of right now. Like, if you don't do the things you say you're going to do, you're out of integrity. And if you're not in integrity, then you're constantly timeline shifting, right? You're constantly doing this. You make an intention. An intention, you guys, is something that you declare to be right now, not a fucking wish upon a star, something you declare right now. So you set an intention, and in that intention, you know that you're going to have to do A, B, and C. Well, sure, you do A because that's easy. You do B half-assed, but you just never get to C. You're no longer in integrity with your intention, and therefore the universe can't, like, it essentially can't find you, right? You say, I want to be a rock star, and yet you're not in the studio, you're not writing, you're not doing anything, you're a total egotistical asshole to everyone who tries to help you find a gig or whatever, and you're just too good to get paid what it is that they're offering you. Lady Gaga started in IKEA parking lots, y'all. Like, you can't say, oh, I'm going to be a rock star one day, and then also you have to pay me rock star prices right now. That's just, and I'm not going to do any of the different, I'm not going to do any of the work. I'm not going to do any of the steps because I believe in quantum time and space. And yeah, I'm using it like this right now, even though I do believe it. I believe in quantum time and space, so I can just shift into a world where someone's going to just support my entire gig. And I'm going to be a rock star because of it. It's not going to happen. Or if it does, it's going to be super unlikely, and you're going to have to still stay in integrity with every other intention. That's where most energy workers are totally fucking out of alignment. They say it, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, but they're not willing to do the things to get them the results. And this isn't a hard work pays off thing. It's a, when I'm in alignment, nothing feels like work. I live in a game. My whole life is fun as fuck. And if I want to live the game in which I'm creating affluence and I'm able to be a philanthropist, I'm able to serve the planet on the grand scale that I want, I'm going to have to sit through board meetings. I'm going to have to sit through this. I'm going to have to do this grunt work. And I can either be angry about it, but guess what? The version of me that has millions and millions and millions of dollars that I'm giving away to charity because I literally can't ever spend that much, she does certain things that this version of me doesn't do. And that's the biggest work, is for me to figure out what are the actions that that version of me takes. What are the things? Is my house always clean? When I imagine being a millionaire, my house is always clean. So guess what? We keep the house clean, even though I don't have staff, right? Is this landing? Let's get some hearts, get some likes if this is landing for you. Okay, Katrina says, I've been starting my healing business and I have found myself going back to fear that I won't be able to handle being an entrepreneur. So I'm working on the worthiness around for sure, but also just trusting myself that I am capable of it. Right. That you're capable of what though? Right? So this is what I mean by, like, you got to get into actual motherfucking brass tacks. What are the things that an entrepreneur does? And it doesn't have to be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like when you meditate, Katrina, what you do is, okay, this is the 2 pen channeling method. I literally posted this on Wednesday. I did like a 12-minute live where I taught the 2 pen channeling method. So it's not that you need to go read 100 entrepreneurial books, because Katrina's version of entrepreneurship is going to look different than mine. It might on the outside to other people look the same. Oh, they own their own businesses. They're both healers. They're both in the Salt Lake City area, blah, blah, blah. But the very specific ways that she does her business are going to be slightly different than me, right? Like I do all my books at the end of each week. She might be someone that wants to do her books at the beginning of every week, right? So you can't, there's no copycat anymore. That was the Piscean age, right? We are now in the age of Aquarius. This is where your own unique vibration, your own unique song is really going to start being sung. So, Katrina, what I would do is sit in meditation, being an entrepreneur. Okay, what does it feel like? Okay, how do I sit? Okay, she sits a little bit more upright. Okay, so then she does that. What else? Okay, she always has a coffee in the morning, right? And you can start channeling and you write, okay, hi, entrepreneur self, what do you need from me? And it might literally be like, I need you to wake up at 7 a.m. And you're like, but I wake up at 6. Like, I'm already waking up earlier than that. You don't get to like fight her because you want to become her, right? Entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur Katrina, what does your day look like? And then you're tapping into that version of you, that future self you, that timeline of you that's super successful, and she writes it down for you. And you have a conversation with that version of you. So that, Katrina, would be super helpful for you, because you need to know the actions. And especially, and I'm going to just like share, Katrina and I have met in real life a few times. So, like, I know a little bit. Coming from corporate America, there's going to be a lot of deprogramming that you have to go through. There's going to be a lot of things that you don't realize that you think you need because that's what's been taught all the time. Oh, you have to wake up early. You have to do this. You got to do your books. You got to do that. You got to do this. You got to do that. And that's not true because you, Katrina, are your own individual person. And I know people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars and work like, I don't know, maybe 10 hours a week. And that includes seeing clients, right? So they're seeing like 7 clients a week and then they're working 3 hours a week on the back end and they're still making hundreds of thousands of dollars a week or a month, even a week, right? They're selling, their clients pay them $100,000 for one-on-one for 6 months. So you have to decide what it is that you want, decide you're worthy of receiving it, and then start doing the things, even if it's not huge, right? Like, I don't have a staff, I have kids, but keeping my house clean needs to be my priority because it's what I want. It's not giving my 12-year-old more jobs to do, it's not assuming my husband's going to do it. It's the version of me that lives in a mansion. I actually own multiple houses all over the world. They're not even just houses, they're full on communities. Like the visions that I have, I'm not upset that they haven't happened yet because I know that my dream for myself is fucking huge. And if you were to read it, you'd be like, that's impossible. It's literally impossible. That's never going to happen. First of all, watch me, bitches. And second of all, what can I do now? Right? Maybe I'm not driving around in the Toyota Highlander Hybrid 2001 all tricked out yet, but what is it like when I do that? Oh, my car's always clean. Oh, my car gets a car wash every Tuesday, right? So what am I doing with my cute little Jeep Liberty from 2003? I'm keeping it clean. I'm giving it a car wash every Tuesday, right? You start doing the things that you can so that it's easier. The universe isn't like, fuck, she moved tables again because you're out of integrity, right? So you're actually changing your thoughts and your actions, right? You're doing all of it because you know you are the word. You are your word. Your word is your bond, which also means don't make commitments that you're going to flake out on. Because I promise you, karma really is a fucking bitch. And when you go to be a rock star, no one's going to show up to your concerts because they know through the grapevine that you're not in integrity. They're going to know through the grapevine that you're an asshole behind stage, so nobody wants to book you, right? Okay. Grace, thank you. I just yesterday sitting with this one, I was wondering if the words are actually spells. Yes, we're going to talk about that. Words are actually spells. I think I heard something about this. I heard something about this somewhere. This is why it says language that we are spelling a word, something like this. Usually I like to focus on the energy behind the words, not the form of the words. And when I do this, I am mainly in touch with the resistance which insists on some demands out of pain and to come true before I would invest in any actions. And there's so much anger there in the form of a big no to the universe. And I won't do anything unless you first give me what I want. And I can sound like a life. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Grace. Amazing. So, yes, words are spells. Yes. Absolutely. It is why they call it spelling. It's also when we, broadcasting, what are they doing? This big broadcast. It's like a giant spell, right? You're just having like a conversation with your friends. Yeah, you're casting a spell. You're creating this reality. But the broadcast, like the big networks that broadcast the news, they're creating a giant spell. They're casting a giant spell. So, yes, this whole idea of I need you to prove it to me first is not how this game works. Our game on planet Earth works on faith. Okay? Faith, hope, and trust. And love. Faith, hope, love, and trust. The faith that if I do these things, because I'm thinking these thoughts and I'm saying these words and I'm taking these actions, then I will receive it. And how I receive it doesn't matter. Even when I receive it doesn't matter. It's that I trust and have faith in my power to manifest reality. And that in the meantime, everything that's occurring is exactly what is meant to be, right? I've had experiences where I'm like, I have no idea. Like, why would I do this? And I want to fight and I want to be angry and I want to say, this isn't fair, right? But I know that when I fall into an idea of this isn't fair, that's straight up childish bullshit. It's not sovereign queen. There is no queen on this planet that has actually been a successful queen that goes, sits in her room and is like, this isn't fair. No, that's the damsel in distress, princess waiting to be saved energy, which is not dragon energy. And if you guys know who I am, Karen Terrace, the dragon doula, I help humans turn into dragons. This is what I mean. You can't be the child. You can't be the victim. You can't be the saboteur. You can't be the fucking prostitute. And what I mean by the prostitute is someone who's just like selling her soul for a good time. Someone who's just like, yeah, I'll just I'll just give you the session for free. Oh, I'll let you walk all over me. Oh, I'll give you everything of me just to give me some. I need to be needed, right? That's prostitute energy. That's totally different than sacred prostitute energy, okay? I know that it's confusing because I use the different terms because the archetypes that I was taught by a coach a few years ago. Sacred prostitute energy is like Mary Magdalene energy, is sexual creation energy. Totally different live stream. When you're stepping into your power of the word, knowing yourself as word, you're stepping into your sovereign. You're stepping into your warrior. You're stepping into your magician. You're stepping into your lover, right? This equal exchange, this I am worthy of everything. It is always a party wherever I go. I don't need anyone to validate me, right? That's the difference between the prostitute and the lover. The prostitute is like, I need you to need me, and the lover's like, I don't need you to need me at all because I know that I'm the shit, right? The child is, this isn't fair, and the sovereign's like, I create the rules. I decide what is fair, right? The victim is, oh well, it's me, and the warrior's like, nope, I got this. I'm willing to fight for and create what I value, right? The saboteur is the self-sabotaging, like the logical mind that's like, oh, is it really worth me investing? How do I know if I'm really going to get what I want? And the magician is like, abracadabra, bitches. I'm going to put this energy in via the form of money, and I am going to get this result because, again, the lover has the ability to say, I'm worthy of the result, right? So all of four archetypes play together on whichever level. You can call them the shadow archetypes and the light archetypes if that works for you. But that's what you need to do. To be fully dragon, which is actually to come up into the super conscious or the dark archetypes, is having a really good level, have mastered the light archetypes, having mastered that you create your fucking reality. You're willing to fight for and create what you value. And what you value is this dream life. And that means that you're willing to change. You're willing to shift. You're willing to be a different person. I promise you that if you were go to watch live streams that I did last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I think I started going live pretty consistently in 2018. And you look at me now, not only is my hair different, but everything, right? The way I hold myself, the way I speak. And then if I look at my actual external reality, I still live in the same house, sure, but so many other things have shifted within my family dynamic, with the relationships. I'm not friends with most of the people that I knew back in 2018. All of these things shows me that I really have up leveled. And that's something that I think a lot of us forget to do too. We forget to go back and look at the journey we've already taken. We forget to see, holy shit, I have changed so much. So of course I'm going to be able to keep changing. Of course I'm going to be able to conquer this next battle. Of course I'm going to be able to do the next step that I need to do. And if you're Katrina, maybe that means that she needs to set up actual office hours, right? That's what I had to do. So the only thing that really got my business off the ground was me actually committing that whether or not I had a client booked, I was still going to be working, right? I was either going to be creating content for the next week of social media posts, or I was going to be going through the website and updating it, or I was going to be calling clients and seeing if anybody wanted to rebook. I do massage therapy, things like that, calling people who haven't been in for a couple of months. I was still going to be working. And as soon as I created the boundary, right, here is my word. My word is that I am in office 10 to 4 Tuesdays and Thursdays, whether I have clients or not, right? That then creates a structure that the universe can be like, oh, there she is. She hasn't moved her table. I can bring her salad to her, right? And then I can start being booked out for that time. And then maybe I've got clients Tuesdays and Thursdays, so then I have to add on another day where I do my books maybe on Fridays, right? Like, does that make sense? You have the ability to change your boundaries, right? You're able to do that, but you want to really be able to like set them, know that they're impenetrable, and yet they're still a little bendy. It's a little nuanced, but it's how my clients are always able to like 10 times their income. Thank you for reminding us of these principles. Your words are encouraging. You're so welcome, Radhika. Yeah, so good, Katrina. I'm so glad. Okay. That feels good for me that we've wrapped that. So the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this, your thoughts create your words create your actions create your character. The character that you're playing in this earth game, in this melodrama, your higher self has already written it. Let's just remember that too. Free will is kind of an illusion, right? You're making these choices based on how worthy you feel. There are versions of you that have never experienced some of the things you might have gone through in the last couple of years, but that's because those versions of you took a left instead of a right. Yeah. And it's okay. Sometimes you need to go the long way around. I'm someone who likes shortcuts, right? I tell you all the time, I'm not a NASCAR lady. I'm a drag car lady. I want to watch that 0 to 300 in 1 second sort of fast pace. But yeah, there are lessons that I've had to learn over and over, right? There are people in my life that I've let back in even after knowing that they were assholes, even after knowing that they didn't have integrity, because I want to let them, like, okay, well, I've grown. I want to let you have grown too. But eventually you just got to be like, no, I'm just not available for that shit anymore. And it's not because I judge you or I think there's something wrong with you. It's just that when I'm in your reality and I'm hanging out with you and I'm thinking about you, when I'm thinking about you or talking to you, my actions do this. And those actions contradict the actions of the version of me that I actually want to be, right? Your actions are the most important thing to the universe. You can talk until you're blue in the face in the mirror. You can do affirmations until you're blue in the face. But if you don't actually believe them, the way you show that you actually believe them is you start doing the things, even if they're little, even if it's just keeping your house clean, even if it's just creating a schedule, even if it's just actually meditating, right? And again, this is going to look different for everyone, but the body feel is going to be the same for everyone. When you know you're in integrity, when you know you're in your word, you present yourself like royalty. Not that you dress like royalty, but you present yourself that way. Chest up, heart showing, strong back, tall head. You're wearing a fucking crown. Don't let that shit slip off. Right? Don't. This posture does not tell the universe that you think that you're worthy of all your dreams coming true. This posture tells the universe that you know that you are worthy of all your dreams. Down, I have the power to stand back up again. Even if this is a bloody lesson and it fucking sucks and it hurts like hell to go through, I still have the power to stand back up again because I am word. I am word. The Christ as me. I know who I am. I am the divine. I know what I am. I am the divine incarnate in physical form. I know how I serve. I sing my own song. I radiate my own unique frequency. And because I know this, I know that I am worthy of anything that I set my mind to. My words, my thoughts create my words create my actions create my character. That character's reality might be different than my current character. That's okay, right? This is why we can change it, right? We can change our avatar whenever we want. We can have long hair, we can have short hair, we can be thin, we can be big, we can go to work in 9 to 5 at a corporation, or we can go work 10 hours a week in our own office or in our at-home office or whatever. It's very personal now that we've gotten to the age of Aquarius. Okay, so know that too. There's not going to be. It's why I so suggest that people get coaches. And I know that's like, oh, okay, Karen, you're a coach. No, when you can have someone walking with you on this path that's already gone ahead and gone before and forged their own way and been successful doing this, they're not coming back to teach you their cookie cutter method. They're here to help you remember that you already know all of it. You know exactly the way that you're going to create your own months. You know exactly how you're going to create that support system and circle of friends that you know is always there for you. You know exactly how you're going to attract the loves of your life, right? Or how you're going to love multiple people at once, right? There's a lot of more polyamory going on than monogamy, at least in my world right now, right? You already have this innate knowledge. It's inside of you, but you have to trust it. And you have to trust that you're worthy of receiving it. And you have to stay in integrity with your intention. If you set an intention for $100,000 month and you keep getting these pings like, okay, to hit that, that means that I've got to do this and I got to do that. And then you never do that. Guess what? You're never going to hit your 100K month. You're just not. It's not going to be a thing. Thank you, husband. Um, yeah. So I love you all. My husband's refilling my coffee right now. That's good. Thank you. So at the end of the day, still do your affirmations, still do your mirror work. Find yourself someone who is willing to help. If that's audiobooks, right? I have an amazing, if you haven't read Sada Simone's Spiritually Sassy, I really recommend it. It's really fucking good. If you haven't read Paul Siegel's The Book of Knowing and Worth, amazing. If you've never read The Disappearance of the Universe, amazing. These are all resources that won't cost you very much. But I can promise you that when you put in the energetic exchange to find a healer, to find a coach, to find someone that's willing to walk the path with you, that's the universe asking, do you think you're actually worthy of being this new person? Because unfortunately or fortunately in this reality, money and worth kind of do sometimes go synonymously, right? What's your net worth? How much are you worth? And we are talking about money. So because the word worth is associated, has the energy, is spelled so much, there's so many spells around the word worth and money, there are going to be times where you are tested in the financial space. Are you willing to put in the energy here? That's us show. Do you have the faith? Do you love yourself enough? Do you have the faith enough to know that if you put in this money, it's not abracadabra, bitches. It's that you're willing to do the things that your coach, that you're fucking hiring, right? You don't hire a coach so that you can decide how your life is going to go. You hire hire a coach because you don't know what the fuck to do anymore. And you need that extra person. You know what you want, or you think you have an idea, but there's actually a lot of clouded bullshit going around. So you don't get to dictate that container. It's your trust. You have faith in the person that they're going to be able to get you to the results that you want, right? So a little side note for anybody who's been on the fence or who's like, I don't know why coaches charge so much. Because we know that we're fucking good at what we do. And we also know that the people that don't want to pay us are usually the people that don't want to do the work anyway. So come on now. This is economics 101, people. So my short live still turned into an hour. I swear to God. One of these days I'm gonna get these down to half-hour videos. But share this out to friends. Go back, watch the first like 30-ish minutes if you really need a good reminder of it. Next week, we'll be here. I'm pretty sure we're talking about the inner patriarchy next week. It's one of my favorite topics to talk about. And look for, we're going to be doing a mirror masterclass soon. Mirror work masterclass is going to be coming up soon. We're lining all that up. If you are in Salt Lake City, I do have a studio now open. So if you're looking for any of that deliciousness, let me know. Body work, sound healing, energy work, transcendental coaching, all of that stuff. If you're not in Salt Lake, I still do a lot of this, minus the body work online. Tons and tons of hours of content. I'm really just here to serve you. I want more people to realize that you're creating your reality and that you can create it and have a lot of fun. You can get off on the reality you have right now and then still start taking the actions and making the changes to have the reality that you really desire. Thank you. The more I ponder this, the more I'm in touch with the belief of separation, split, and the integrity of stuff. Yep. I recently invested in a coach for that reason. Yep, exactly. Exactly. So I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday wherever you are in the world. Happy Memorial Day for those of you in the US, and we'll talk soon. Love you.